Good morning. It's really nice here. Let me actually give you a little tour of where I am. This is literally in my backyard. My house is like 200 feet that way, and then there's a little fence, and then there's this beautiful canyon. And the birds are singing. It's morning still. There's a treehouse right up here. I'm extremely blessed and grateful for having this kind of space where I can come escape to. I wanted to talk a little bit about my glowing red ears. No, I'm just kidding. About wild food and kind of the importance of consuming more, being aware that there's food that is even more nutritionally dense than even organic food that we can get at even a farmer's market. Although they do sell, the farmer's markets around here sell nettles and like dandelions and things like that. But even like right here where I'm crouched above, there's these edible wild plants, an abundance of it. Nipplewort. I heard ivy's actually edible. I wouldn't eat it, but ivy's. I mean, there's just bed straw, and that's edible as well. Just like in this little, not even like 2 square foot spot, there's food and fresh food, like at the grocery store. Even like organic kale, for example, you're buying like at a Whole Foods. They just took it out of the box and they put it on the produce section, and you pick that. So like the most freshest you can kind of get it at a grocery store, and that was like reversing that. It came from the case. The case was sitting in the storage for the fridge for about around 2 days, maybe like 48 hours, 24 hours, maybe, if they were going through it quickly. And then it was shipped there on a truck, and then it shipped there on a truck, and then and it took like about 3 days to get there, and was picked like 4 days before. So you're getting kale that looks really amazing and fresh, and it is probably really still pretty nutrient dense, but is being picked a week, 2 weeks before you're even eating it. Celery that lasts like really long on a shelf, 2 or 3 weeks, and they grow a lot of it, so they keep it around for a while, and they can, like I said, store really well. So, and then for example, this nipplewort here, it doesn't taste amazing. If you can add it to a smoothie or something, find a creative way of getting it in. I just picked this, and I can eat it right now. I don't feel like eating it because I don't want to be chewing in the video. And then these little baby ones, even better. Like, these are like microgreens, like sprouts that you can buy in the store. That is like a natural sprout that's like in living soil, so getting awareness of like and learning what kind of wild foods you can eat, because I used to look at the greens growing in like a hiking trail, and be like, oh, I could never pick out what is which, or differentiate what discern what food is, like what's food and what's not, like that seems like, but once I started learning, for my first one was dandelion, that's, everyone knows it. If you can pick out dandelion, then you start walking down the street, and then you can tell what's not a dandelion, at least, and what is. You're like, oh, dandelion, and that's definitely not a dandelion. You see like that with like a bunch of other plants, and that that's not it. And you start learning a little more and a little more, and then that this is ivy, and then that's dandelion, and then this is bedstraw, and you can tell those 3. You don't know the other ones, but that's okay, because you still know those 3, and you just keep learning more and more and more, and then pretty soon you can just walk through a trail and you're like, oh cool, stinging nettle, oh whoa, wild raspberry, oh whoa, and you pick it up. And these foods are much higher in nutrition than anything you can get in the store, guaranteed. Not only is the soil living, has been like, especially in woods like this where it's like constantly regenerating and the soil's building and there's like huge chunks of bark which are break down and have really dense in minerals, and we don't spray at all back here, so it's very, you know, very pretty dense in nutrients, and it goes into the plant and you're picking it immediately and throwing it in your smoothie or juicing it and then consuming it. That is some straight up, oh, do you see all the pollen in the air? It's amazing. Yeah, you're mainlining straight up nutrients that are like extremely fresh, not depleted in any way. Like, this is dying. It's dying. It's the nutrition is slowly being depleted from it just because I picked it. You know, I could eat it right now and it'd still be pretty, you know, but in 24 hours, 48 hours, you better believe that it will not be the same nutrient content that it was right now. So just a little, and that's why they say homegrown food is much better, because you're picking it immediately and eating it. You know what's going in the fertilizer. You know how you're what nutrients are going into the soil. You know who's picking it. You know when it was picked, how quickly you can, you know, harvest it and consume it. If you're canning it, all that stuff. You know, it's much, it's much better. More bang for your buck. You know, you're not spending as much money, and it's worth putting in that extra effort. And even better, it's worth having the knowledge of the wild plants, because I didn't have to plant this. This I literally just picked out of the ground and I can eat it right now. And I probably will do that after this, make a huge smoothie with these, you know? And yeah, wanted to bring some awareness to that. I'm gonna make another video on some easy to identify, pretty universally growing wild plants that if you live in Brazil, which I've been to, Texas, which I've been to, Florida, which I've been to, Oregon, where I am now, anywhere in the country, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, where there's probably at least 5 plants that grow in all those areas, wild, and very worth knowing, for, you know, what is it? Survivalist kind of things, and also just good to know, good to harvest and getting it in. Fun thing to do with kids and all that stuff. Anyways, I wanted to have the video be shorter than usual, so I'm gonna keep it at that. But it's beautiful out. Go outside. At least here in Oregon, it's gonna be in Oregon City, it's gonna be nice for about a week. I mean, I'm assuming it's just gonna keep getting better and better because of the weather, because approaching summer. So I'm gonna be outside, probably back here a lot, doing some meditating, things like that, and I'll be making more videos. So thanks for watching. Hope that there's some value in there for you. And yeah, I'm gonna make a little more videos about wild foods in the future, and hope you stay tuned for it. Add me on Facebook, Instagram, like my channel, like my video, and subscribe to my channel, and there'll be a lot more informative, cool videos like this. All right, have a good day.